Isolation day 48. It's the 5th of May. I hope you're all well. I wanted to show you today a snapshot of how my bloods have been for the last 7 days and compare that to how they were for the 7 days prior to that. And the reason for doing so is, and I haven't looked at this, the reason for doing so is I want to see whether I'm making any improvements whatsoever with the adjustments that have been made, or alternatively, if I'm still kind of battling with blood sugars at times and relying entirely on the insulin pump. Let's have a look at that and then you can make your own minds up, I guess. So first, let's look at the week 22nd of April to the 28th of April. And it'll give you the full blood sugar, blood glucose readings, number of readings done. You can see the sensor duration. So obviously we've only have sort of 4.5 and a bit of a day of sensor information, but we do have a full week's blood glucose readings. 2 cannula fills in the week, the amount of time that it's suspended each day. This is an overview. And look, once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times below 3.9 in the early hours, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in the evening and late. Enough times to warrant some adjustments to be made. What you can also see here is that really blood sugar doesn't get above 8, I guess, here. This gives us the average blood glucose readings at different times and the number of times it's taken throughout the day. 8.9, 5.1, 3.7, 4. The ones that are concerning are here, really. Between 4 and 5 and 5 and 6. And other than that, the rest of them aren't too bad. You know, it does drop low at times. Average blood glucose is 5.5. Average sensor is 5.4. So that's not bad at all. Average daily carbs is 65 apparently. Daily basal 83%, daily bolus 17, which is as expected. It's around about 80 and 20. Let's go a bit further down. Now this is quite telling because you can see how many times it's been high, which is orange, twice, and low 17 times. So 17 times low, 2 times high. Really good day there, which is Tuesday the 28th of the 4th. I would like to see what my basal rates are that day, although you can see the sensor did, these red marks, suspend by sensor. How many times does it suspend? A lot, an awful lot of suspensions to keep me in the range. That was the 22nd of April to the 28th of April. Let's now look at the last week, 29th of April to the 5th of May. You can see only one event below, which is pretty damn good, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still going low a lot later. And there was that one event that went extremely high, the unexplained event, and well, for me extremely high. For some people obviously that wouldn't be the case. Average blood glucose 5.8, did not go hyperglycemic at all, apart from there, I would suggest. Hypoglycemic 1 to 3 p.m, so that seems like the same as before. 2, 5 to 6, 2, 6 to 8, 2. A lot of that is to do with training and just not controlling that. If I can control the exercising better, which is why I've asked Nick from Diabetic Athletic to give me a bit of a helping hand with that. The other information it gives you when you have the whole week using the sensor is it gives you hyperglycemic episodes. So I've had 9 in a week. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that makes sense. I don't really like this analysis, to be honest. So let's look further down. 1 cannula adjustment, which is a bit of a problem because 1, 2, 3 days I should, and I realise why now. I will tell you about that tomorrow, which is really frustrating. I should, every 3 days, you're supposed to change the cannula, change the set. I didn't do that. I obviously missed the alarm, which is really frustrating. But you can see the amount in suspended gets up to 8 hours 50 and it's started to reduce 4:35. Let's look at the averages. And you can see the averages are a bit higher here. They were in the threes at times. Pretty damn good across here. And actually, you know what? There's no twos as an average in there, and there was before. That's a little bit worrying, but there was only, we know what that one is. So average blood glucose 5.8, average sensor 5.7. So slightly higher, which means I'm going low less. Average daily carbs is smaller, 53, and basal to bolus is 80. Average daily basal 81%, average daily bolus 19%. As I said, that pretty much is a standard. If we go down here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of blood sugars going high, which is more than what I had in the prior week. But this we know about in so much as it was just an absolute freak occurrence. Not quite sure about that one. But what you can see is 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of going less than 3.9. So let's go back to the other graph, the previous week. 4 episodes of going low in comparison to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to 4. So I think that is categorical, that things are getting better, but bear in mind, you can still see how often the pump is suspending, which is here, the red mark. Can you see? So I am of the opinion that I am still completely reliant upon the pump at times, and that is a problem. But bear in mind that 4 hours 53, I guess over an entire day, isn't horrendous to be suspended. This is the chronometer review of the 5th of May. I've got the right day today. And this is everything I ate in the day, and it's as close as possible as I can get it. I wasn't entirely specific and I wasn't measuring things out to a certain extent, but what I did do is try and get it as close as possible. I had quite a bit of food. That's the list all the way down there. Tried to put everything in, including the coffee. And that's Vivera kebab is a vegan option for instead of meat. It's not a particularly good one, it's not one I particularly like, but it is one that we've tried at home and seems to go down okay with the kids. Okay, nutrient targets. Overall I'm at 50%. Now bear in mind my ketogenic biomarkers here is 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of lean body mass, total carbohydrates 50 in a day. That's set that way. Obviously I'm going to change that based upon the information in the Mastering Diabetes book, and then we will see where I am on here. But at the moment I'm 51% of my target on the keto. So I've got my fibre, 69% iron, 65 calcium, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B12, which is important to have, and folate. Again, I haven't had enough water, don't really have enough energy. What they're saying here is that I'm burning more energy and I've got a calorie deficit every day. If you look here, this is the overview. So about half the amount of energy I need, half the protein, over the amount of carbs that I've set, and I've got about only 33% of the fat, interestingly. You can see the proteins down here, only a percentage, and the minerals here, a percentage. It'll be really interesting to change this entirely. What I may do actually is come back and show you when I do change this ketogenic biomarker to my low-fat, plant-based whole food biomarker. I will reassess these before and after and see where the information lies on my targets. But at the moment, I'm not really hitting targets at all. I'm halfway to minerals, halfway to protein, halfway to vitamins. It's not ideal. Let's leave that there for tonight. I will catch up with you tomorrow where I will give you an overview of how I've been. I have had a horrendous day with my bloods today. I think I know why. I will explain more tomorrow, give you a breakdown of the effect. I'll show you the highest blood sugar level I've had in the entire 48 days. You know what? These things are sent to testers, so I will give you an update tomorrow. Look after yourselves and take care.